Welcome to today's global news update. Trump signals doubts about future of North American trade agreement. Manitoba Hydro warns residents as major storm threatens power grid. United States launches strikes against Iran following military incident. Gordie Howe International Bridge set to open this week. Former Air Canada pilot fined after flying for years with fake license. Murder charge laid after Ontario officer killed in line of duty. Powerful storm soaks Winnipeg and surrounding communities. Federal minister says Quebec essential for high-speed rail project. Digital safety legislation expected to include social media restrictions for minors. Bank of Canada leaves interest rate unchanged for fifth straight decision. Donald Trump has suggested that he may not support renewing the trade agreement governing economic relations between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Business groups and trade experts say any changes could affect supply chains, manufacturing investment, and cross-border commerce. Canadian and Mexican officials continue emphasizing the importance of maintaining stable trade relationships. The remarks are expected to generate discussion among policymakers and industry leaders across North America. Utility officials are urging residents to prepare for potential service disruptions as severe weather impacts Manitoba. Heavy rainfall, strong winds, and saturated ground conditions increase the risk of downed trees and damaged power lines. Emergency crews remain on standby while weather forecasts continue to be monitored closely. Officials are encouraging households to keep emergency supplies available in case outages occur. U.S. forces have conducted military strikes targeting Iranian assets following reports involving a downed helicopter. Officials say the operation was intended as a response to actions viewed as threatening American interests and personnel. Analysts warn that continued escalation could increase tensions throughout the Middle East. International leaders are calling for restraint and renewed diplomatic engagement to prevent a wider conflict. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, connecting Windsor and Detroit, is scheduled to open this week according to Prime Minister Mark Carney. The crossing is expected to enhance the movement of goods and people while supporting economic growth on both sides of the border. Industry leaders have welcomed the development, noting its importance for manufacturing and logistics networks. The bridge represents one of the largest infrastructure projects in recent Canadian history. Authorities say a former Air Canada pilot operated commercial aircraft for approximately 16 years using a fake pilot license. The case has prompted renewed scrutiny of certification processes and regulatory oversight within the aviation industry. Investigators are examining how the fraudulent documentation went undetected for such a long period. Aviation experts say the incident highlights the importance of rigorous verification and ongoing compliance monitoring. Police have laid a first-degree murder charge after an Ontario provincial police officer was killed while performing official duties. Investigators continue gathering evidence as the case proceeds through the judicial system. Political leaders, law enforcement agencies, and community members have expressed support for the officer's family and colleagues. The tragedy has sparked discussions about risks faced by frontline officers and public safety personnel. A major storm system brought heavy rain, strong winds, and localized flooding to Winnipeg and surrounding communities. Emergency crews responded to weather-related incidents while residents dealt with water accumulation and transportation disruptions. Meteorologists say the storm delivered significant rainfall within a short period of time. Authorities continue monitoring conditions and advising caution in affected areas. Federal officials say Quebec remains a critical partner in Canada's planned high-speed rail initiative. Supporters argue the project would improve transportation efficiency, reduce travel times, and strengthen economic connections between major population centers. Critics continue questioning costs, timelines, and long-term feasibility. The discussion remains a major topic in national infrastructure planning. Government sources indicate that the forthcoming Digital Safety Act may include measures designed to limit social media access for children under 16. Supporters argue stronger protections are needed to address cyberbullying, harmful content, and mental health concerns. Critics question enforcement mechanisms and potential impacts on privacy and freedom of expression. The legislation is expected to become a major topic of public discussion once formally introduced. Canada's central bank has maintained its benchmark interest rate, marking the fifth consecutive decision without a rate change. Policymakers say they continue monitoring inflation, employment, consumer spending, and broader economic conditions. Financial markets had largely anticipated the move, though attention remains focused on future guidance from the bank. Economists expect ongoing debate about when the next policy adjustment may occur.